Hey, welcome back to Zombie Tactics. Tonight I've got something a little different for you. Usually when I go to a firearms training class and review the class, I'll take the whole class myself. I'll get whatever footage I can, which is usually not enough and not the footage I really wanted because I'm a one-man operation and it's me and the video camera, and I'm trying to get as much as I can out of the class. And then I'll give you my impressions of it, and hopefully the whole package gets together in a way that's interesting enough to watch. Well, things were a little different this time in a couple of ways. One of the ways was I was not able to take this class, a 2-day combat focused shooting class taught by Rob Pincus, who is out at the Sacramento Valley Shooting Center teaching that course, the combat focused shooting course, as well as his advanced pistol handling course and a day of carbine training, which is going on during the week even as I'm taping this. But I was able to get out during the second day of the training and get quite a lot of footage that I thought was great stuff. And the kind of thing that I don't usually get an opportunity to show in reviews of this kind, both because I'm not able to tape it, and at the same time, most instructors really don't want you to tape much of their instructional segments. Rob was really good about letting me do that in this case. I'll warn you in advance, there's a little bit of saucy language that you might want to bypass here. This is usually a very family-oriented channel, and there's just a little bit of PG-13 bordering on maybe a soft R in this video language-wise. So be aware of that if you've got kids and you're letting them watch this. So this one's a little different. The other thing is usually it's just me talking about the class, and that's kind of boring in its own way. I mean, some of you find my comments interesting, and I thank you for that. But I thought that it would be interesting to begin integrating the comments of other students, particularly other experienced shooters, and to get their views on it as well. So what we're going to see is an instructional segment from Rob, and then the comment from a number of different students at varying levels of skill or of having varying levels of training with handguns and firearms, and get their comments as a part of it. And I think that'll be kind of an interesting, entertaining package. So let's get right to that, and here's Rob doing his thing.
All right, he's reached for his knife. Now I'm startled. I'm like, oh shit. Do I know I need to shoot now? No. Pretty fucking sure. All right, if he's reaching for the knife and now he's going to come towards me, knife comes out, I shift, I shoot. That's what we've been training for. This time when the threat is going to be beyond 2 arms reach, I have time to shift and shoot. Maybe it's a gun, maybe it's a flaming cat that he's charging across the parking lot with. I don't know. But it's whatever it is, that's what we've been training for. Put your knife back in one of your many pockets, sir. All right, now let's say we're here, and he says, I'm going to cut you. This happens, all right? And he says that, no, keep doing that, and then he reaches for the knife. I'm going to move in, right? Somebody says to me, I'm going to cut you, and then reaches towards their belt line. That, to me, is a clue that I probably don't want him to reach whatever it is he's going for at his belt line. Now, remember I said we're not here to teach the extreme close quarters tactics, but this is where we would be. We're now in a class of, whoa, stop that from happening, right? If he were here, go back to that.
I'm going to cut you.
And he says, but now he says, I'm going to punch you.
I'm going to punch you.
No, did you say that?
Okay, I'm going to punch you.
And then he goes back to punch me. I want to move in, right? I don't want to back up. I don't want to try to like, so if he goes for the knife and I go to shift and shoot, and what's going to happen? He's going to stab me while I'm shooting him at best. That's bad. We don't want the tie, right? So I don't have enough time to shift and shoot here, nor do I have enough range. I've got to try to control the attack. Everybody get that? Yeah. So I'm over there, I can shift and shoot. I'm in here, I'm not even going for my gun. I'm going to block it. Here is the problem. Somewhere in this range, I've got a real problem. Because now if he says he's going to cut me,
I'm going to cut you,
and reaches for the knife, and I shift and shoot, and he comes in, I've got another bad tie. Or I've got to do some ninja shit to try to block the knife, right? So I don't want to do that. Let's do this. Let's go back. Now, if I don't shift and shoot, I'm going to try to stop the attack. He says he's going to cut me.
cut you.
Oh, yeah, switch up hands now. You're getting
No,
sneaky.
same. Oh, okay. I'm going to cut you.
And he reaches for the knife. I'm going to come in. I can't get there to stop the attack. That makes sense? Now it's too late. I got to do ninja shit again. I don't want to have to do ninja shit. So this situation where I'm what we call just beyond the 2 arms reach. I'm too far away to move in, but I'm too close to just shift and shoot. This is when I'm going to shoot and move. So he says he's going to cut me.
I'm going to cut you.
Now, just 5% speed. He reaches for the, that's too fast. You're not that fucking fast. 5%. I got to talk. All right. So he slopes, go back to here. Slow motion, he reaches for the knife. I'm going,
Catch you.
as he comes out with that knife, he comes at me, I'm going to turn, draw my gun, and this is where shooting and moving makes sense. Stop, I'm just beyond 2 arms reach. Maybe I'm here, maybe I'm here, I don't know. I'm not way the fuck over here because I don't need to sprint if he's that far. I can just stop and shoot, right? This doesn't work if you're up against a wall. It doesn't work if you're standing next to a roadrunner cliff. I get it. But in a situation where you have that space, this is when shooting and moving makes sense. Which one of you competition crazies has a shot timer here? Shocking. Go get it.
Want to clear me? It's in my
So
car.
the drill is to imagine that threat over there is coming towards you. He's coming at you. You turn, you reach for your gun. Now's when the timer goes off. Buzz. At this point, I want to draw, extend, fire 2 shots, and get past this line in that 1.2, 1.25 second range. It's just a made-up time. Doesn't mean anything, but it's there just to give you something to aim for, a motivation point. For you to be able to do that, for you to go from here to there, while putting 2 shots into this target, you're going to have to be sprinting and shooting. Because that's what this is. You're going to have to be sprinting and shooting. You might be in midair. If somebody was taking pictures of it, you might have both feet off the ground at some point when the gun's going bang. This is not a choreographed craziness. Back here, assess, and holster. So, one of those shots went a little high. But I want you guys to come up here and see something. The shooting's not perfect. Remember I said there's a negative effect. One of the reasons we do it's embarrassing if both the shots are next to each other because it kind of ruins the drill. It ruins the demo. It's one of the reasons we don't demo a lot. Look at this shot. It was one of these 2 shots. You see this stippling? Little pieces of unburned or partially burned shit that are embedded in the paper. That means that first shot happened pretty fucking quick. The fact that there's none of that around the second shot means that I actually moved. Now, what was the split time? Pretty fucking fast. We don't know. But it was pretty fucking fast. Doesn't matter what it was. It's a made-up time, remember. But somewhere between that quarter to or less of a second, I moved far enough away to change the nature of the stippling. That's an indication that you're moving in between those super crazy fast double shots. That's what I'm looking for. I want to see stippling on the first one, no stippling on the second one. If there's stippling on both of them, you weren't moving fast enough. Does that make sense? If there's no stippling, you drew too slow. There you go. Turn, assess, holster.
Sure. My name's Joe Truesdell. I own 101 Firearms Instruction and CCW Training Group, and I'm here to train with Rob Pincus and combat focus shooting, and it was a great class. I'll tell you what, I've been to a lot of schools throughout the country, and Rob does a great job of talking about the justifications for his opinions and producing scientific evidence to help change my mind sometimes. And I did come away with a few good takeaways on this. Love the class, great guy, and I'm looking forward to taking his next class tomorrow.
Cool. Now, Joe, you're a competition shooter too. Have you got any thoughts about this versus competition or anything like that, or do you want to get into that?
Well, you know, they're 2 different animals. You know, I mean, it's the difference between, you know, hitting bears with baseball bats and hitting balls with baseball bats. It's different. So,
right.
You know, I try and separate the 2. Gotta love them both.
All right. Great. Thank you, Joe.
All right. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Wesley Lagomarsino. I own Lagomarsino's Firearms Institute, merging into CCW Training Group right here in the Sacramento area. And after taking Rob's course, I definitely was enlightened to many different concepts that I hadn't thought of, different viewpoints and physiology that I haven't researched yet, that I will certainly research on my own, especially after hearing all the research that he's done. I absolutely loved the way that he was very detailed in everything that he discussed, not just kind of spouting out what he thought about things with a lot of opinion. He backed it up with actual research, and that's exactly how I like to do things. So I was hand in glove with how I like to train. Also, regarding defensive concealed carry, his concepts, his methodologies all just translate right into defending yourself. I had a great time in the class. I think Rob's an excellent communicator and an excellent instructor.
Great. Anything in the class that you particularly just like had difficulty with, or that you really took something away from with?
I didn't have too much difficulty, other than I did run the whole class left-handed, which is not my normal strong hand. So,
well, I know you aced that Moss IU qualifier a couple years ago. So what? You're just trying to mix it up now?
I am. I'm trying to develop my left side.
Right.
And as much as that is kind of more advanced than what Rob wanted to see in the course, he actually shunned on it. I think he understood after having a long conversation, about where I'm at right-handed versus, and why I'm doing this left-handed.
Right.
Because I have been injured before. I've been paralyzed on
Wow.
one side, so for a short period of time, about 3 months. And I know what it's like to not have the ability to use the other arm. Right. But no, as far as some of the drills that we did run through were definitely challenging. I'm not going to deny that. I wasn't perfect the whole time or something. So
right.
I do, like anyone else, have a lot of work to do. And I absolutely love the advanced drill that we did with retreating at a rapid rate while presenting the gun. And, that's more the type of stuff that I'll be doing in the future. So.
All right, cool. Thanks, Wes.
Yeah, thank you.
My name is Rob Martinez. I am a little less experienced shooter. I've done some formal training only a handful of times. Today's class, the last couple days with Rob, were absolutely wonderful. They were similar in some fashions, but drastically different in a lot of ways. A lot of benefit that I saw over the last couple of days. His explanation as to not only how to do a particular skill set, but his explanation as to why we're doing it this way and what my body will experience in that dynamic, critical situation. It was perfect. It really brought home his training to where I can understand exactly why he was doing the things that he did in the way he did them. So I was very appreciative of that. I got a lot out of it, and definitely be back for the advanced class or whatever else I can get my hands on.
Okay, I didn't get a chance to see you guys doing the figure 8 drill today, but I know that Rob does that a little differently than a bunch of different companies. How much did that kick your butt?
It kicked my butt in a sense that it was it brought that chaos a little bit more real life.
Right.
Because you had multiple targets to engage. Sometimes you had a single threat that you needed to stop. Sometimes you had multiple threats based on his callings. But it was really a good eye opener, because it made you realize we're not just standing in front of a target shooting at a center mass or a particular circle, but in that crazy scenario where you had to locate the threat, it brought a lot of confidence to me, because I said, wow, I really do have the skills to be able to pick out my threat and engage them.
Cool.
It was good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we got the new guy here. You never took a class before, right?
Correct.
All right, tell me all about it.
Just got a handgun about 2 months ago, and CCW applicant. This was very good. It's a practical, hands-on. Rob went around and pointed out things that need improvement and what to do. Plus, there's a lot of practical skill set development, which Monday to today was a huge difference. We did some drills, and my shooting was very poor. It's improved quite a bit. I've got a long ways to go, but I have made some good headway in this. I highly recommend it.
Cool. Thanks.
My name is Jake Newmeyer, and I was out here for Rob's combat focus shooting class. And it's a great class. I've gone through a couple other training classes, and really the first one was just to get my concealed permit. But I think individuals in our situation have a real responsibility to train well, and so I think there's a lot of things in the class here that Rob talked about that really made real world sense and really had a lot of applicability to them, and really gave me the confidence to know that I can perform in a situation, a dynamic situation, one with some stress involved, and to know that I can conduct myself in a safe way, but a way that's going to accomplish the goal of defending myself or a family member, heaven forbid if that ever happens. And so it was really interesting and very unique to come out here and sort of be pushed in ways that maybe I wasn't anticipating, but to really refine those and have somebody who's seen a lot, who's done a lot, who's researched a lot, and researched with other individuals, to have him weigh on and kind of give you some pointers and really sort of run you through some stuff that is really going to help you out, like I said, if you ever need it. So in that regard, it is interesting, and there's a lot of takeaways. Just knowing that I can present myself wherever I'm at, out at the mall, with my family, at a restaurant, and to take the appropriate action if it ever becomes necessary. So I'd give it a huge thumbs up. It's a great class, and it was a ton of fun. So thanks
a bunch.
Appreciate it. Thanks.